welcome to another Wild Soul Wednesdays. My name is Sonia, Reece, and every week during this series I'll be offering really whatever's coming in the moment, and it's never planned, tuning into the energies of today, of the collective consciousness, all that is here in the moment. So taking some deep breaths here with me. Welcome everyone on Instagram. Hello Donovan. Hello Eco Goddess and Robin. Nice to be here with you both, with you all. So taking an opportunity, you're joining me today during this noontime here Pacific for a reason. It's no coincidence that you're here, whether you chose to be here in the moment and scheduled at noon, or you happen to see that I'm live and are curious. So I'm really feeling called to go quiet and still, and inviting you to do the same with me. So feeling, if you're seated, feeling your sits bones activated on the earth. When I say activated, that you feel your sits bones connected to the earth, you feel the energy of the earth supporting. And if you're standing or if you're seated with your feet on the ground, feeling your feet planted firmly onto the earth. Really feel your feet. Maybe you're pushing against the earth with your feet, almost like a cat, pawing. Really feeling, we can say that we're really here, but are you really here? How much of you is online? When I say online, are you feeling your body here? Are you feeling the sensations in your body? Are you allowing yourself to feel? Are you feeling your heart? Are you feeling, the pain perhaps in your body? Are you feeling the energy pulsing through your body? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling secure? What are you feeling? And it may change. That's the beauty of when we do this work, that change can happen really quickly. And how does that happen? Really, it involves breathing, being aware of your breath. So we just facilitated a small intensive this weekend called Return to Love, a life force immersion. And we had really simple basic practices, and it was really down to the ABCs, the foundations of breathing. Can you feel the breath from your pubic bone all the way up to your clavicle? Can you breathe in all of those spaces from the pubic bone, above the pubic bone to the clavicle? Are you able to really connect with the fascia, with the organs, with the skin, with the muscles between those areas? And that's where we hold a lot of our tension, we hold a lot of our trauma. It's the yin protective part. We protect our heart, our bellies, are we digesting our food well? Are we feeling back pain, low back pain? Sometimes when we're feeling pain in our body or our body's not digesting fully, it's generally because there's perhaps emotion that's blocking, and then it inflames. The muscles get inflamed, and then the nerves get impinged, and then we start to feel that pain or that constriction, and then our breath gets really shallow. And we want to just breathe like we're breathing out of a straw, or maybe our body language is really contracted. It's like a wounded animal. It hides under the bushes and it gets really small. And primally in our nervous system, it can happen in the same way for us. For when we are primal beings, and so it's really important to connect with our breath. Even placing your hands in the lower abdomen and consciously, with your feet on the earth, sitting straight, stacking the vertebrae on top of one another. And breathing, placing your hands there, and can you feel the breath from the inside out pushing against your hands, and then holding the breath there for a moment. And as you hold, inhale even more. And just when you thought you couldn't inhale anymore, inhale even more as you're holding your breath. And holding your breath and feeling the suspension of the breath. And perhaps you're feeling feelings of suffocation, or maybe you've had, asthma, or sometimes it could be past life of just keep breathing and holding and talking to yourself. It's okay. And feeling the grace and feeling the stillness and the silence. And then exhale if you haven't yet exhaled. And just allow the recalibration to happen in your nervous system. Maybe you can breathe a little bit more and fully. And so, like for me, like I needed to make an exhalation, make a sound. Like it's almost like resetting, recalibrating. And then this time, seeing if you can breathe in the middle belly. So inhale. And pushing against the side ribs. Imagine the side and the back ribs and right in the solar plexus. Inhaling and holding, and then inhale some more. And some more. And even pushing the belly out as you're holding the breath. And again, sustaining the breath, holding the breath, building that energy from the inside out. And then exhale, and drawing the belly button towards the spine and really exhaling fully all the way down to the bottom. Either we have a hard time inhaling fully, or maybe we have a hard time letting go. And so when we have a hard time letting go in life, like we feel like we're going to lose control, we have really shallow breathing. And so notice as we're doing this exercise, I guess this is what's happening today. Notice, how is your inhalation? Can you inhale a little more? Can you inhale? And as you hold, what happens when you hold? What happens to the mind or the body? Or maybe there's panic that happens, or maybe it's peace. Just noticing without attaching, and just talking to yourself from the inside, as if you were a child. Talking, and your inner parenting, talking to yourself. And then as you exhale, noticing what happens. Exhale and allowing yourself to exhale even more, all the way down to the very bottom. And this time at the bottom, you're going to hold the breath at the very bottom. And seeing if you can draw or contract the belly button towards the spine, like a deflated balloon. And then inhale slowly. Inhale, 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 inhale. And then reaching up to the sky, really reaching up. And maybe wiggling the sits bones and the feet. Reaching all the way up, reaching up and connecting with spirit, with your guides, because sometimes spirit just wants to be connected with. They're all of our angels, all of our ancestors are around, all these beings, these benevolent beings are around, and they want to support us. The consciousness on the planet is so rich right now. And we're so stuck in here, we're so distracted by the media, by politics, by everything else outside of us. And sometimes, like during these moments here, that's why we decided to offer these lives, is to take a pause and realize like the divinity of who we are. If we only knew a fraction of what we're capable of, it would just blow your mind. And maybe maybe there's a part of you that knows that there's something beyond the mind and all of the stuff that's keeping you distracted. And so how about, today, just lifting the cap, even imagine opening the crown of the head, just opening like a lotus flower blossoming from the crown and opening to the energies and feeling safe. You are an adult and you're feeling, allow yourself to feel safe in your body. Allow yourself to feel safe here on earth. Allow yourself to open up to yourself first and foremost, and open up to the benevolence of life, the spiritual energies that are here, that are very unique to you. It's a very unique journey. I read a post yesterday about spirituality, and is spirituality keeping the world separate? And at this time, I think there's a difference. There's definitely a difference between, if you forget spirit and spirituality, yes, there's a separation. There's dogma sometimes involved. There's a cap. There's human dogma. We've created this cap. But if we shoot beyond that and we connect to creation, that portal of energy, of light, of love that is immeasurable and it is infinite. So let's tap in. Let's continue to tap in. And if this isn't making sense, perhaps just being curious about your infinite potential of tapping into the infinite wellspring of creation. And what does that mean? It means being embodied, feeling the connection of the earth underneath you, wanting and choosing to be here. There was time in my life where I did not want to be here. I did not want to be here, and I feel that my son, by being his shepherd, I chose to be here really for him, knowing. And so those of you who are dealing with depression or not wanting to be here or confused, I understand. I completely understand. And that you're not alone, that you're supported, and you really are. And it really takes faith to want to continue to believe that there's something different for you. I know what you're capable of. I don't even know every single person that is listening to this, yet I have so much faith in spirit, in spiritual energies, in consciousness, in evolution, and not from a book. It's not from a theory. It's from personal, direct experience and guidance by spirit. That when I look back at my life, overcoming the extreme challenges that I overcame and feeling and listening to that voice within, and that small little flicker, it was almost like a little candle that kept going out, but just spirit kept lighting it for me. And it was like, fine, I'll say yes to being here fully. And that crossroad in my life, it's definitely a crossroad. We were going down a certain downhill spiral, and then there's an angel that comes in that did for me, and just like, take my hand. And something in me was like, I don't trust humanity, yet I'm grabbing a hold and I'm going with you, and I trust you. And so it does. It's one of those foundational root chakra pieces of feeling like we belong in our body first and foremost. And if we trust ourselves, then we will slowly feel like we belong here on earth, and we will slowly tap in. And sometimes it's not slowly, sometimes it's just making that decision, and then that course will correct itself and the wind will blow in your sail and you'll be off. And so it really is about that divine timing. And so I was bringing in that image of the lotus, of opening the crown of the head and inviting, and imagine as you close your eyes, if you're safe to do so, or pulling over and feeling the crown opening as you trust in yourself, in your body, feeling yourself connecting with yourself and opening, and imagine reaching up and saying, I'm here, come into my life. It's okay, come into my life. I'm here, Spirit. I'm reaching up and making contact from my spiritual heart to God, Spirit's heart, and breathing here together. And feeling that portal of light energy like a tornado spiraling from your heart all the way up to the source of creation. And feeling your skin connect with the ethers, with that energy, which energy does not stay confined in the body or in boundaries. It moves beyond. And so feeling yourself connecting from your heart up towards spirit, being in your body, and also the energy flowing beyond your body and connecting with the collective field. And feeling in like a clockwise, like a corkscrew of energy that's surrounding around you and expanding beyond you and creating this funnel. And then feeling that same energy coming back, almost like making contact and connection and having that communication. You know, when we communicate with others, it's not one-sided. It's like there's a dance. And so imagine reaching up and then feeling the energy flowing in, and it's this dance. And feeling the energy flowing, and instead of just breathing from here and creating this loop, which a lot of times happens in spirituality, is like there's a, you know, we're really expanded beings from the heart up. But what about, you know, if you're a lotus, what's below the beautiful flower? Well, it's, you know, we go down into the vine and then we go into the mud. And I like to think that sometimes our body is like the mud. There's like a landmine and a pristine forest within here of all the work that we do as spiritual beings, spiritual warriors, and to unearth the beauty in all of our challenges. You know, whatever is coming out of us, whether it's anger or fear or separation or disharmony, it's here to show us and be a teacher. So the more that we can breathe and move right into it, might through it, the more we can heal those parts of ourselves so that we're not avoiding it, we're not going around. You watch a river, and especially after rain, it's not deciding to go around a rock. It's just blasting and flowing through. And so just imagine these energies that are here, that are just flowing through our bodies and choosing to be here. Just because something gets hard on earth here, like it does, something challenging happens and it hits us in a way that reminds us of a trauma. And so, but if we can breathe right into it, and, you know, with support, with our breath, with tools, with practices, we can really get through it. And on the other side is something so different, so beautiful. But if we keep getting to the door and we don't open it, or we don't allow ourselves to go through the gateway of these challenges, of these obstacles, then we'll never know what's on the other side. And it's through that inner piercing sword that we move through these obstacles, and we start to release the karma, we start to release the impurities and all of that which we're meant to heal in this lifetime, so that we can expand and fly and feel that inner freedom to be in life. So feeling the energy now from the heart, flowing all the way down, so through the spine. The spine is that channel, the Sushumna, the central channel, the gateway of light, of golden light, flowing all the way down to the coccyx, that very last bone, the spinal column, settling into our sacrum here, feeling that the golden, that sacrum light up, and feeling the energy like rivers flowing down our legs, even placing your hands on your legs and just moving them all the way down our lower legs, all the way down to our feet. And feeling this waterfall of light energy bathing us all the way down our whole body, down our head and our face and the back of our head, our shoulders, our heart, our arms, our hands, down the belly and thoracic spine and the hips and the legs and knees, all the way to the lower legs, through the feet. And it doesn't stop there, feeling an anchor at the very bottom of the feet, flowing down, all the way down to the core of the earth. So feeling all the different layers of the earth and feeling gravity pulling you down. And feeling that anchor all the way through the different layers, the crystalline layer, the sediment, clay, stone, soil, all the way down to the very core of Mother Earth. So we're feeling this line of energy from the pool of creation, high above us, beyond the stars. Feeling that flood of energy down through our crown and washing through our whole body, flowing all the way down to the earth, all the way to the very core, and feeling that warm magma of new earth, new life, flowing back up through the different layers of the earth, underneath the soles of our feet, up our legs, and back at the heart, and just feeling the commingling of those energies from on high, all the way from the core of the earth, and feeling kind of that infinity symbol of feminine, masculine energy flowing in kind of just like a loop, or even like a torus of energy from heavens and creation, all the way from the earth through our bodies, and allowing this torus of light energy to fuel you today, using your breath, using your sound, and your visualization to support you. Let's go ahead and make some sound here. It can be om, it can be ah, it can be anything, and just feeling the vibration through your body. So taking a deep breath in through the nose. This is also a form of pranayama. So you're inhaling from above the pubic bone. Inhale, 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 and Thank you for joining me again today, beloveds. Love you. Happy Wild Soul Wednesday. I'm here if you'd like to reach out. Otherwise, continue practicing and feeling that torus of energy, of love and light. All right, you're loved and supported. See you next Wednesday.